Kirk Cousins looks to finally break through as he leads my Vikings against Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, and the Saints in the NFC wildcard game. Coverage begins 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. I'm wearing purple today. To Ed Werder, Jerry Jones, and the Cowboys have decided that Jason Garrett will not be part of the organization moving forward. The move was expected, but has dragged on all week, and there is still no official word from the Cowboys. Garrett's contract officially expires in 11 days on January 14th. Fox Sports NFL analyst Eric Dickerson joining us now. Eric, today is the day. Are you surprised by this news?
I know one man's happy up there.
You got that right.
Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. I look at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboy fan. You know that. But you have to say this. The Cowboy brand is bigger than any brand in the National Football League. You look at the New England Patriots. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They're even bigger than the Patriots. I mean, you think, and they haven't won a Super Bowl for 24 years. But when you think of the Dallas Cowboys, you think of 8-8, like Skip calls and Coach Clapp. I mean, and Cowboys can't. That's not going to work for Jerry Jones. I feel like that. Will he be back with the organization? I think in some capacity, but I think if I'm bringing a head coach in, I don't even want that around. I don't want that aura around. I don't want that in the locker room. I'm talking about it. I feel like that they made the right move. Look, Jerry, when you think about Jerry Jones, because I talk about it all the time. You talk to players that knows Jerry. Jerry's loyal. He's loyal to his players. Loyal. Now, he's loyal to Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett played for the Cowboys. He coached for the Cowboys. He's a Cowboy through and through. He's all Cowboy. But am I surprised? Not at all. It was just time. I mean, because, for the Dallas Cowboy, Dallas media, they just...
Fan base.
Fan base. I mean, they follow that. They know the Cowboys probably better than Jason Garrett do, the fan base do. So, but yeah, it was time for them to move on.
You did say all year long they're going to win the division, correct?
I did say that.
You said that again and again and again, and they didn't. So is that the final indictment of Jason Garrett?
I think that's just one of the indictments. I think that, in a sense, I think he lost the locker room, lost the guys. Because, if one thing about players is, and you know this, Shannon, when players, when they want, man, we love our head coach. We love our coach. He's our guy. He's one of us. Sometimes even when they're not winning, they still care for him. They love him. I feel that we're not winning division, and just being not even mediocre, just being bad. I mean, they haven't been to the playoff. They won with the NFC Championship games since 2016. When they first got Zeke, they were 13-3. They've been 8-8, 9-7. I mean, that's just not the Dallas Cowboy way. That's not the Jerry Jones way. I think Jerry expects more out of his Dallas Cowboys. I know for TV, it's always good when the Cowboys are in the playoffs.
Right.
It really is, because that's going to give everybody the Cowboys. And I just feel like that not winning, with people talking about how great this roster is, and, just a plethora of things I think got him fired.
I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised that it lingered like this, Skip. Now, you didn't offer the guy a contract extension. He won the division. He won a game in the playoffs. But you held on to him for an extra 4 or 5 days after going 8-8 and missing the playoffs completely. That made no sense to me.
Me either.
And so, no, I'm not surprised that he's not there. It was time for them to move on for both sides. And Jerry is loyal, and that's what made it so hard, because he had gotten too close to Jason. And when you get close to someone, it clouds your judgment. Yeah. And I think Steven had to step in and say, Jerry, look, we didn't extend him for a reason. Now, we had in our minds, I think anything less, Skip, than getting to the NFC Championship game was probably going to cost Jason Garrett his job. Not only did he not even get to the NFC Championship game, hell, he didn't even make the playoffs. How you gonna keep your job? You don't make the playoffs when they don't give you a contract extension. So you would think like, okay, well, I did make the playoffs last year. I won the division. This is my third time. What is the third division? That was his third division in like 5 years, and he didn't get an extension. You can't go 8-8, miss the playoffs again completely, and think you're gonna hold on to your job. I'm just surprised that Jerry let it linger. Why would you need a meeting? Okay, you had the meeting on Monday. Why would you need a meeting on Tuesday? Why would you need another meeting on Thursday? So no, I'm not surprised.
I mean, that's just cruel to me. That's like torturing the poor guy.
It's like you wouldn't want to fire your son. And that's what he's like. Like, come on, son. Come on, daddy.
Yeah,
that's what it's like.
Because Jason he had gotten so close to Jason. He did things with Jason that he never did with Parcells, what he never did with Campo, Chan Gailey,
Yep.
any of his other coaches, Skip, he never got that close of a relationship. And when you get that close, Skip, sometimes it clouds your judgment, and it makes it even harder because you really don't want to see that person hurt. Like, dang.
Yeah,
I'm taking food off this man's table.
Sure.
His family's gonna probably have to move, and I don't want to be responsible for that. But you're in this business. Hey, it's just a matter of time. When coaches, Skip, it's kind of like being in the military. You're gonna be all over the place. Okinawa, you're gonna be in Camp Pendleton, Camp Lejeune. You're gonna be all over the place. You understand that? That's what it is. Unless you're Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick sat down roots for 20 years in New England. But that's the anomaly.
Rarity.
Yeah.
So, my man Eric Dickerson just said that Jason Garrett had lost the team. I don't think he lost the team. I'm not sure he ever had the team to start with. But they did in the grand finale, and it was horrifying to me. They beat the Redskins 46-17. The same Redskins just the week before who almost upset the Eagles and knocked them out of it, right?
Yep. Did I tell you going to beat them, though? I said they're going to beat them. I said that last week.
Okay.
They would beat the Redskins.
Okay, but they didn't just beat them.
They beat them down.
Put on another Super Bowl show,
They beat them down.
Okay, so they didn't quit on Jason Garrett, but they never quit on him. But the problem was they didn't hate Jason. They didn't love Jason. He was just comfortable. I hate that word comfortable. If I ever put that word in the same sentence with a head coach in your league, no good.
No.
Doesn't work.
No.
Because comfort zone will give you 8-8, especially when you have arguably the most talented team in the league. And again, I'm going to make this point strongly. No team had more Pro Bowl players who have been in the Pro Bowl than this Dallas team did in the league. 15 former or current Pro Bowlers on this Cowboy team. Nobody can match that. That's an indictment of the head coach, wouldn't you say? Because his middle name is 8-8. He's a good guy. I covered him. I know him. He is personable, but he's not charismatic. And there's a big difference between being a nice guy and being a fire builder who can go in the locker room and just start a fire that rages onto the field. And you guys have played for guys like that. Coach Robinson, I was around him a lot at USC. I covered those USC teams way before you knew him. And, boy, I would run through a wall for Coach Robinson. Right?
I did a
you
couple
did.
times.
You ran through a bunch of walls. Okay, so Jason was too nice of a guy, and all I could ever say about him was he was just good enough to keep. Well, that's not America's team's coach, right? No. If you give that guy the most talented team in football, or at least one of them, let's say top 5 talent in football, you're going to get back the results that you got this year because they were explosive offensively. They put up some historic offensive numbers. And Shannon says there are garbage yards or they're this. Well, the problem was they kept coming out flat and lifeless. You can't win in this league. The fine line is too close. They kept falling on this side of the fine line while the Green Bay Packers, with a rookie head coach, kept figuring out a way to win ugly, as they said. But they kept winning. They won a whole bunch of games. They won 13 games. They won all the games that Dallas didn't. And against Green Bay at Jerry World, my team came out like dead, like from the dead zone, and fell behind 31-3. That's an indictment of the head coach. Not ready to play. In the game of the year at Philadelphia, my team was not ready to play in that game, and the Eagles were really ready to play. Yeah. Are they much better, if any better than Dallas? No, they're not. But they came out ready, and they jumped ahead 10-0 in a game like that. That seemed to be, that was just about game over, right? And my offense that was so historically explosive managed not to score a touchdown at Philadelphia.
Right.
3 field goals.
Skip, you mentioned something about being comfortable. I think in professional sports, you can never get comfortable.
Never.
Be a player, a coach, you can never. They say there's a saying that says a comfort zone is a great place, but nothing will ever grow there.
That is true.
And you look at Jason Garrett, they got comfortable. That's why you got 8-8, 9-7, 10-6, 8-8. Well, you get 13-3, you get 8-8. You can't have that, but I'm still a firm believer, Skip. Look, you mentioned that they have 15 players that are going to the Pro Bowl or going to the Pro Bowl. DeMarcus Lawrence, he went to the Pro Bowl. He played like one last year? What about Byron Jones?
Nope.
There are a lot of guys.
I thought he played
Amari Cooper. Did he play like a Pro Bowler, Skip?
No.
Jason Witten on that roster. Jason went a long way from the Pro Bowl. You see, Skip, at some point in time, Edie, you understand this, is that your Pro Bowl players, your best players, got to play like that on a regular.
They do.
I'm not sure that on a regular basis, those guys competed and played at that level that we're accustomed to seeing, and that's what you get. Now, the coach is going to pay for it because, you know, you got $100 million tied up in the Marcus Lawrence. You ain't cutting him. You got all that money tied up in your lineman. You're not. But game in and game out, Skip, we didn't see the consistency. And you know this, ED, if your guys don't, the guys that you're counting on, now you need a guy here that'll make a special teams play or make a play. Yeah. But the guys that you count on, that you pay top dollar to, they got to play every single week. And I didn't see enough of that from the Cowboys.
I never did. And I'm going to go back. I'm not being 20/20 hindsight hypocrite on this. After Jason's second full season, another 8-8, I said that's enough. He's not that guy. He's not right for this team because he's not a commanding officer. He's probably a very good offensive coordinator, and he can call plays. I get that, and maybe he'll find another job as a play caller. I'll give you that. But as the CEO of the locker room and the football team, he wasn't the right guy. I saw them his first 3 years, and Jerry hung on. I saw them lose a division-deciding game each of his first 3 years on the regular season finale game. They lost to the Giants, then the Redskins, then the Eagles, and they fell to 8-8 each time. Isn't that enough? Okay, that was 7 and 8 years ago, right?
That would be enough for pretty much any other owner if he wasn't as close as he was.
That is correct.
Yeah. With Jason Garrett. And that's where the problem came in. You said he was just so...
Too close.
Too close to them. And another point you said is that, you know, when you have a coach that can really fire you up. I mean, you said that John Robinson, he come and fire you up. Ron Meyer could fire you up. I mean, I remember, boy, we'd be on in the meetings on Tuesday, and he coming at, you know, crying and hitting on the board. Like, let's go play right now. Let's go play right now.
I agree.
We
I was around Ron a lot.
Yeah, we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait to play. And like I said, I like Jason. I don't really know Jason that well, but I talked to him. Nice guy.
Sure.
But you know, one thing about football is you can be nice, but you got to have that dog. You got to have, hey, look, this is what we got to have.